I'm currently in the middle of converting this off-grid camper van alongside my girlfriend who's converting one of her own.
I am putting together my ABC rig roof rack. Until this water tank arrives, I will not be able to fully install the electrical.
I'll carve your name into the sun, love you till my days are done. I'm never.
It is officially time to continue the van builds now, but first I have to clean up because it's still a big mess from the road trip. I'm gonna sort all of these things in the AC. I have basically all the small stuff in this tote, so I'm gonna get this out of here and then we'll do the bed frame. This week I'm going to install 600 amp hours of battle-borne lithium batteries, but we have a slight problem. I have to fit all of my solar equipment in this space, which is not very much when you look at my system, so I'm gonna have to unbox everything to make sure I can find a way to fit it all in this very small space because I wanna have as much storage as possible in the rest of my garage. I just looked at my plans for the electrical system and I'm test fitting the batteries to make sure that everything works out. I am going to unbox all of my electrical equipment today. For this van build, I decided to go with Victron and battle-borne batteries. I want to open it up so that I can plan my wiring and see what's in here. This looks like it's the inverter. Yeah, it is. This is a 3,000 watt inverter. Oh, this is the Servo GX. I'm excited about this. Okay, we have an MPPT charge controller, a battery monitor, a DC to DC charger. We actually have two DC to DC chargers, which is great. Oh, there we go. So cute. That's actually really nice and small. Electrical has been the most intimidating part for me in this van build, so I'm going to go to a coffee shop today and I'm going to basically study electrical components and basically pretend that I'm back in school. So let's pack a bag to go to the coffee shop. In my bag, I'm bringing my laptop as well as my laptop charger, a water bottle that I bring everywhere. I'm also bringing my planner as well as this other journal that I use to design the layout of the van, to take notes, and to plan out the electrical system. I'm bringing my mini vlog camera in its case, and I'm also bringing this Jisoo Life portable fan because it's been so hot in Texas, as well as my swimsuit because we're probably gonna go swimming. And I'm also packing my fanny pack. In my fanny pack, I'm bringing some hand sanitizer, my amber oil perfume, face sunscreen, a portable power station, my headphones, sunglasses, and Summer Friday lip gloss. And then once I was packed up, we went to town and I decided to go to Juice Land, which is this local juice smoothie shop in Austin, Texas. And so I got a little bit of food because I haven't eaten today. And I also got a smoothie and sat down to begin researching my electrical system. Honestly, the electrical system has been very confusing and intimidating for me. It's probably been the most intimidating part of this build, but I'm just taking it one step at a time. I've been taking notes on all the different components and terms that I've been having to learn. It's kind of like a different language. And I've also been using ChatGPT, which has weirdly been so helpful. It's such a hot day. It's been 100 degrees basically every single day this summer. I did a little bit of research on electrical and now it's time to get back to the van build. It is time to make the first cut. I'm gonna cut like 3 pieces of this white wood, and this is going to be what I mount all of the solar equipment on, and also my inverter. We're gonna use the circular saw. I am going to cut this piece of poplar wood, and this is going to be what I use to kind of secure the batteries from going side to side. along with straps. I will also be using straps. It is hot in this workshop. It's like late at night right now, but it's literally so hot because it's Texas. I'm using whitewood for the back plate that I'm going to screw all the electrical on, so I'm going to try some different stains and see what I like the best. We're going to start with Mission Oak. When I first brainstormed this dream van build, I was most intimidated by the electrical system. Every time I thought about it, I felt anxious, and I think it's been a common feeling throughout this van build. In the beginning of each project, I often find myself feeling dumb or lost, but I've realized that feeling dumb is a byproduct of learning new things. And towards the end of the project, all that anxiety goes away, and I feel so proud and accomplished as I realize how much I've learned. This is how it's gonna be. This is going to be standing up, and I'm going to have 3 batteries stacked. I did check with Battleborn. You can stack these batteries in various different ways. I'm going to be stacking it this way. I'll have 3 here and 3 here, so 600 amp hours in total. And to prevent it from shifting side to side or just like bumping around when I'm driving, I'm going to have straps. So these will go through here and around. And I also cut these pieces of poplar and screw them in the side, so that'll keep it from going back and forth as well. And then up here, I'm going to put all my solar equipment. So I'm going to do DC to DC charger, DC to DC, and MPPT. I'm using all Victron components because I've heard they're the best. And then I also have this other piece of whitewood that I'm going to put right here, and this will have my Lynx distributor and fuse blocks, things like that will also be up here, breakers. And over here in this invisible space, there's going to be a piece of wood, and that will be where my 3000 watt inverter is. Been a while since we traveled, but we do have an upcoming trip to Europe, so I got a bunch of new bags for just life in general, but also for traveling. This is the Vega travel bag. This is the bag I've been using most often just in day-to-day life because it's so easy to transition from work to travel. I bring it on picnics, I bring it to coffee shops, to work. This is the Walker fanny pack, and I have loved using this so much. I usually wear my fanny packs like this, so they're kind of like a crossbody type situation. This is my biggest travel hack, honestly, because I keep my passport in here, all important documents that are so easy to bring out and carry around while I'm traveling, while I'm in the airport. And this fanny pack is also waterproof, which is so amazing, so everything in here will stay really safe while you're traveling. This is the next bag I got. This is the Walker duffel. I love it because it's so lightweight, it's waterproof, but it literally fits so much. In the bottom of this bag, you can actually unzip it, and you can store shoes in here, which I really love because I never know where to put my shoes, and I've never had a bag like this. And I don't know why I'm so excited about this, but I love toiletry bags so much, especially like a really high quality, good one like this. This one's waterproof, which is so important for toiletry bags. These are the 2 backpacks I got. So this is the Vega backpack, and this is the Ocean Day pack. I got all these bags from the brand BagSmart, and I've been loving them so much. Right now you can buy one, get one 20% off for new arrivals site-wide, or you can use my discount code for 10% off the entire Vega Walker series. I'll leave my discount code in the description of this video so you can check it out. I fit all the components in here, and then when I finalized it, I took everything off, and now we're going to sand it down and get it ready to stain. Okay. this barrel kit. Oh wait. Oh gosh. This is gonna look kind of weird right now because I'm painting around the major components. So there's like a big empty spot where the inverter is and where the batteries are gonna cover up. But I really love the color. I'm really into the darker woods for this van build, which is kind of opposite to my last van build, which was very light and airy. I really like how this is turning out. Now let's move on to this side. This really thick wire. I've already done 4 of the negative ones, the black ones, and now I'm doing positive, red. This is 2/0 gauge wire, and I'm using it to connect my batteries. Honestly, really hard to work with because it's so thick. This is a lug, so we're gonna just put this, now that I've stripped it, into the lug. Okay. Now it's time to strip the other one. It's time to do coat number 2. I totally forgot about this, but I have these 2 pieces that are shims for the switch and also the fuse block, and I forgot to stain these, so let's do this. This is number 2 of the red, so I think I just have 1 more to do. My goal for this build was to create a space that could be my home for the next few years, and along the way I've learned valuable skills that I know will serve me for the rest of my life. I want to show everyone what you've been doing.
I am putting together my ABC rig roof rack. I'm almost done. I just need to tighten up all these cross beams.
This is the exact same roof rack I used to. I feel like it looks so sleek and clean, but
It's so nice.
she has to go get wood for this project. So we're gonna go to Home Depot. We're bringing Choya, and he has shoes, which is so cute. So this is what Tori's been doing. We're kind of doing separate projects right now. Like I'm doing electrical, she's doing roof rack, but it's working out, and I feel like we have to kind of do that right now because we're on such a time crunch. Time to redeem myself because we got new wire cutters. Wow, that cuts like butter. I cannot believe how easy it is to cut this now. I thought it was just like really hard to do this all along, but turns out my tool was bad.
That's pink. That's red.
Yeah.
This is pink. You cannot tell me that's not pink. This is red.
It's supposed to be red, but I like the idea of it being pink, so let's just call it. Pink is positive, black is red. Wait.
Black is red.
It's hard, right?
Oh. Getting it off.
Okay, next step of the process is to heat shrink, which is Tori's favorite part, and we're also using this heat shrinker, heat gun from the 80s, I think. It's my dad's, and the box is so cool. From the 80s. That is just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Not to be mistaken for a hair dryer.
To fry your hair off.
Just doing, wait, first of all,
Wait, why is it cold?
that's a cool setting.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Is it? Oh. I was like, why isn't it getting hot?
See how quick that shrinks when you just hold it in one area?
I don't know where to start with. Suddenly not the same love. Right here I know by heart when suddenly I can't get enough. Is this the day that I'll go back?
Now I have to get the nuts on the back, so I'm just gonna go around here and get it started, and I'll tighten it down fully later. But I decided to use bolts and nuts instead of just wood screws because since it's holding some pretty heavy equipment, I thought that it could use a little extra strength. Next step is mounting the DC to DC charger and the MPPT. I have a little template. Where is a screwdriver? There's one. Oh my gosh. I just dropped all of the bolts and nuts. This is so horrible. I'm gonna have to sort them and make sure it's right. I think that looks right. I really don't think my arm will reach that way, but I guess let's start with what I know I can do. I'm going to mount the MPPT first, just because it doesn't have that many wires hanging off. Before installing the electrical system in here, I actually had to leak test these 2 water tanks to make sure there are no leaks, because this electrical system will make things a lot harder to fix in regards to the water tanks, and unfortunately there are leaks. On this one, it looks like there's a leak around the weld of the actual tank, not any of my fittings, so I called the water tank company and they are sending me a new water tank, but I have to wait for that to arrive. And for this other tank, I have yet to figure out exactly where it's coming from. It could be coming from one of the fittings or it could be the tank, but until this water tank arrives, I will not be able to fully install the electrical into the van, which just really sucks. There's honestly been a lot of hiccups throughout this process. At one point I thought that I used the wrong gauge wire, and so that was really stressful. I also figured out that I used the wrong MPPT charger, and I have yet to figure out a solution for this. I had to remove the MPPT charger that I used that was a smaller one, and I'm going to have to replace it with a much larger one, which I just didn't plan for, so I'm going to have to adapt and find a space for that. And now the water tank fiasco is happening, so there's just been a lot of hiccups throughout this process, and honestly I think when building a van, that is just kind of the reality. Things take much longer than you'd expect. There's constant problem solving going on, and it's just been a really stressful process, if I'm being honest. Okay, that was definitely less square than it was originally. 1 1/4. Perfect. Now I have to come in here and cut this one. Okay, so this should now be free floating. Woo! I need paper towels. Water fell everywhere. Now I'm going to cut the existing crimps and re-crimp everything. That is perfect. And actually, it wasn't even the PEX fittings that went wrong. The PEX fittings are not leaking. It's this fitting that's actually leaking inside of the plastic tank. I think I didn't put enough Teflon tape on it, so I'm just gonna do a lot extra this time. But I have to replace the pegs because I couldn't spin this fitting loose. Maybe I'm just gonna go overboard and do like 7 or 8 wraps right now. Okay, I kind of went over the top with this, but I really don't want it to leak. I ended up fixing the fittings and putting marine grade adhesive around the weld that was leaking. I tested it for leaks one more time, and since it didn't leak, I decided to install the electrical system. It would have obviously been a little safer to replace it with a brand new tank, but since it was such a small leak and I tested it extensively under pressure, I think it won't be a problem. Plus, I was really eager to get this electrical system in the van and prepare to move on to the next step of the build. These batteries will enable me to power an AC unit, water heater, air fryer, all my electronics, and my Starlink that's on the roof. I have 2 DC to DC chargers, which will allow me to charge my Battleborn batteries from my car battery on cloudy days. And I have 800 watts of Optivolt shade-resistant solar on the roof. This system, along with 70 gallons of fresh water, a toilet, indoor shower, and big fridge, should allow me to stay off-grid for over a month. Now it's time to put the batteries in. I think it's really important to consider your needs when designing a build. Will you be stealth camping a lot? Will you be at paid campsites with hookups? Or will you be traveling off-grid and off-road like me? I also think that having multiple ways to do the same function is really important. For example, I can heat air with electricity or diesel. I can fill up my water with a gravity fill or a pressure fill. And I can charge my Battleborn batteries through solar or my car batteries. All of this is really important to consider when building out a van, but I also went years without a water heater or AC unit. So above everything else, the most important thing is having a space that feels like home and makes it easier for you to do the things you love. Whether that's traveling, going to van festivals, starting a small business, or simply spending time outdoors. Final battery system. I put a little of this black vinyl flooring in. I think it's just going to make it easier to clean and it makes it look a lot more nice. I just love the way it turned out. I feel like it's really hard to fit all these components in such a small space. I also have a link in the description to the Battleborn batteries that I'm using, the Victron components, everything I have. So if you're interested, check that out and stay tuned for the rest of the van build because I have a lot of cool ideas. I usually post every Sunday, but I haven't been doing it as religiously because it's been hard to balance the van build and also weekly videos, but I'll definitely see you guys next week on Sundays, and I'm excited to share the journey with you guys, so I'll see you guys then.